What you're taking a look at right here is a deck I'm calling Kitty Can Scratch. This is a Meowscarada Celebi deck. It's got Sprigatito, Florgato, the new Meowscarada, a couple of Celebis, X-Speed, Pokeballs. Yes, we pulled that Crown Rare Pokeball on stream. Not on stream, but while I was recording my pack openings here. We've got a Calm, so we can move some things around. Couple of Capes, Professors, Ericas, Sabrina, and Cyrus. Not a perfect deck by any means, but I really wanted to play around with the new Meowscarada, and I thought, hey, if I'm powering up Meow, you know, another card that you can power up easily as a basic is something like Celebi. I think there are many other decks that you could fit this Meowscarada into, but I hope you enjoy some of these matches here where we run into Giratina walls, like so many Giratina walls. Enjoy. So this is me trying out one of the few decks I could make from the new set. This is the Meowscarada deck that I wanted to try. We're going to start Sprigatito in the active with Celebi on our bench. And obviously the idea here is we get 1 energy on Sprigatito, Cry for Help. We're running into a deck that does not look too advantageous for us. There aren't a lot of EX Pokemon in a fighting deck like that, so this might not be ideal. We Pokeball first, obviously. Grabs us our other Sprigatito. This way we guarantee we're not pulling this Sprigatito with it, right? I can put the other one down already. This is either going to get me Florgato, Celebi, or Meowscarada. It did get Meowscarada here, so we can evolve Meowscarada on curve. We don't even need to put energy on it next turn if we didn't have Florgato, but we do, so we could attack with Florgato if we want to. Marshadow, just powering up here. And I'm guessing, I mean, ideally for most fighting decks, they're going to want to retreat this, but they might not even have the ability here. I could Cry for Help again, and that's going to help thin my deck considerably, but I don't know. I feel like the play is just evolve and fight right here. Even though we definitely could thin our deck even more and just power up Celebi, right? I could also evolve the bench Florgato. I think there's a play there. They're in trouble right now because they don't have a bench at all set up. I don't know if they're possibly a new Lucario deck and they're just worried about putting it down into Meowscarada, or if they're just bricking. Professors could change that for him pretty quick though, right? And now that we have the energy on Florgato, we actually don't need any more energy on Meow at all, so we can just continue to attack here. And they're in a really sad spot, right? Marshadow doesn't want to stay in. It only does 40 damage. It'll get KO'd next turn. That energy on Marshadow is just really unfortunate for them. They have to put a card down, retreat. They're in such a tough spot. We might have just, like, had a really strong start against them, and there's not much they can do about it. We had the energy on curve, right? So we get to use Cry for Help right away, which is pretty nice. It did grab us our Meow, which is huge. Even into a deck, like, even into their deck, which is very possible they don't have a lot. Okay, yeah. So what they can do here is they can get a Revenge KO. They've also got Farfetch'd. They are going to pay for the retreat and attack with Farfetch. Interesting strategy here. Okay. We're going to pick up the KO with Meowscarada. There's our Crown Rare Pokeball, by the way. If you saw my video of me opening a bunch of cards, there's my Crown Rare. Proud of it. We're going to hit the Meow. Now, I don't need to worry right now about them, like, powering up the Marshadow for us, so I'm just going to heal here and take a KO. Oh, they just quit. Yeah, we had a great start. Great start. Florgato, the MVP. Didn't run into an EX there. We'll be excited to run into an EX and hopefully get Meowscarada out there. Alright, we are going first here with Sprigatito. Not exactly where we want to be. This deck doesn't... The way we have this set up, I could set this up with Exeggutor. Giratina, that's great for them. Not terrible for us. Hopefully we can get our cards online, right? We do have Meowscarada. Pokeball finds us the other Sprigatito. I could wait to use this with Calms. They can't attack me in one turn. They could, like, do something annoying and Iono me. I don't know. There are a few ways I could go about this. I'm going to save the comms. I'm going to throw... I'll throw a cape on the main Sprigatito here. They could Sabrina this. But I want to present as if I'm fighting with it. They're going to be able to generate 2 energy here. That cape is actually great for them. It brings them outside of a KO-like zone. Celebi for the bench. Now, they can't attack next turn, but what they could do is they could power up to be able to attack. Unfortunately for us, this Sprigatito, I think, is just going to go down. They're going to red card me. That's a good red card. We still get our Florgato and our comms. So we're not, you know, terribly behind. We are going to lose our Sprigatito here next turn. We have Florgato. I could Florgato the main and do some damage here, but I need to have enough energy on it to fight next turn. I have Meowscarada in hand. The best thing I could do here really is just cry for help and move on. They could have another red card. Sabrina here, I have to give them Celebi. I don't have a choice. I can't give them Florgato. It's how I'm going to deal my damage, right? They're down to 150. Unfortunately for us, another Sabrina ends the game. I have a cape. A cape will get me out of KO range in a sense. Right? Even if they have, like, red or something. I could comms the Celebi for a possible Florgato, but a Sabrina just ends it regardless. We'll hit with Fighting Claws, doing a nice 130. Let's see what they got. If they have second Sabrina, it's just over. Ah, they didn't. Nice. We caught them. Got close. That cape really helped them. Without that cape, they're kind of like cooked to what we were about to do to them, but with that cape, they saved it a little. And the unfortunate thing is, 2 energy is not an insane amount, but it's still a little energy hungry when you think about it. Starting Sprigatito here. Our opponent's a fighting deck, so we may once again be running into a no EX deck. We actually have our cards on curve, which is nice. We have Florgato and Meowscarada in hand. I'm guessing hand disruption cards are going to be more popular now, right? Even red card, Iono, Mars. I feel like hand disruption is just going to be a more common thing moving forward. Our turn. We actually, outside of the cards we have in hand, we don't have a lot of great stuff otherwise. There's our Celebi. We'll be able to attack next turn. Florgato for 40. They could be looking for Lucario here. And of course, I'm thinking of Lucario EX. But we don't know what they've got. Another Meowscarada. Celebi on the bench. Gonna get Florgato into that active spot. We're gonna put some energy onto Florgato. It's unlikely they're gonna be able to do enough to KO this. I could Erica, but I'm only Ericaing 20. So I'd rather not. I'm just gonna slash. I'm guessing, like, they could use the Lucario, which would be able to do some decent damage, but it would require Lucario plus a Geo or something like that. Giant Cape. It's being powered up as if it's the other Lucario, but it's not. So they do need Geo here for the KO. They could have it. They don't. I will Meowscarada here for sure. This brings me to 60 HP. I'm going to keep it alive with Erica. Now, we're not able to do the crazy amount of damage we would like to it, but that's okay. We still do 60 damage. Pretty solid damage. They're going to need to start playing a bench here. They need something, right? They need to get something going. Other Lucario. They're going to cape it. I don't think they retreat here. It's just too much energy to give up. I think they just swing. That's what I'm guessing, right? Yeah. I think that's the right play. I've got another Celebi. Professors gives me Pokeball and Sprigatito. I could power another... I could power another Meowscarada on the bench. I think I'm just going to keep powering Celebi here. And I'm just going to let Meowscarada go down. They could have Lucario EX, but they can't get enough energy on it right away. So this is going to have to be a base Lucario again, which will pick up a KO on Meowscarada. But they're not going to be able to play Lucario EX here. Or at least if they do, they can't get enough energy on it to KO in one turn. Which kind of feels like maybe what they've been playing around. Yeah, maybe they do have Lucario EX. And they're just kind of frustrated that they're not able to play it because they're playing it into a Meowscarada, which just kind of ruins their day, right? I can comms this Celebi here. This guarantees me a Florgato that I can power. The nice thing about powering this Florgato with one energy is I threaten, you know, a big bad, right? And these are not EX Pokemon. So even if they KO me, I don't go down if they get both my Meowscaradas, which is really nice. It's the old Lucario still, so they're gonna need to get a bench. It's possible they wanted to put out the new EX, but they just knew they couldn't, right? That's gonna be game. Sprigatito, it makes grass pretty consistent, huh? It's pretty nice. GG. GG. Yeah, this has been an interesting deck. I'm wondering if I should just run this. I hate to make every grass deck an Executor deck, but I'm wondering if I just run this with Executor. Going first, Celebi. We've got the X speed in hand in case we get our Sprigatito here. Our opponent is playing Drud and Darkrai. Ew. Very gross. Disgusting, even. We have Sabrina. I don't want a Sabrina yet. I'm going to Professors. Hopefully get one of my other cards to like make some plays here. Florgato, Florgato. Ugh. That's a brick. I'm just going to use the Giant Cape so I'm, you know, protecting this a little. But that is very much a brick, unfortunately. 2 Florgatos is not good. We have no comms. We have no other Pokeball. Ooh, they have Giratina. Cool. This is a good setup, too, because you can power Darkrai and you can power Giratina, and literally I just have to wait, right? Another Professors. I have to play it at this point because I need Sprigatito out here. There it is. I'm going to X-Speed into it. I just have to start building here, I feel like. I could Giant Cape it just to reduce some of the damage it's going to take. It's going to take a ton. Take a ton. But I just want to get all my cards out here. That way also everything I'm drawing is useful to me, right? Another Drud. So they're really set up. They're set up perfectly. By the time Giratina comes in, it's just going to swing for 130 and KO basically anything. It's a great setup for them. Florgato. I could slash. It would take me down to 50. They'd have to want the KO at that point. I guess I can wait here. I can put other Celebi on my bench. I'm like 2 mines. I'm putting the other Celebi on the bench. I guess they're gonna Cyrus anyway, it feels like, right? Oh, wait. I don't think we can really get out of this, honestly. Like, they can Leaf here and kind of end the game completely. Rocky Helm. We're kind of stuck. We're down to 70 HP. This wouldn't be a horrible time to Erica. If I Sabrina, they bring in the other one. Right? If I hit with Erica, it's going to knock me down 40. I guess I'll just... Maybe I'll just Sabrina and kind of force Darkrai in. I guess they could also just bring in Giratina too. Either way, I don't really see a way out of this wall, I gotta be honest. Cape in the Giratina. Cape in the Darkrai. Dark Prism. More energy for Giratina. It's ready to go. I could heal Meowscarada and then take Drud. It's gonna force them to at least do a decent amount of damage to me. But I can't do much else, really. They can bring either one of them in and I'm cooked here. So I just don't have enough energy on Celebi yet, and I don't have a Sprigatito to mess with. Oh, I'm surprised they put in Drud. Thought they were just gonna end me. It's kind of already over, it feels like, but okay. I've got other Sprigatito. That's something. Huh. They recognized that with my other Sprigatito, they couldn't get their Pokemon in. Wild. They honestly had a good setup. I'm not sure why they didn't just kind of pull the trigger and move in. Okay. We're going to start Sprigatito here. We're going second. We got 2 Sprigatitos, so this will be fun. Into a water deck. Feels like most water decks have EXs. I can't think of too many water decks that are not going to run some EX, so hopefully we can smack one of them with Meowscarada here. It's a Giratina water deck. So they can run things like Iono. They can run things like Irida because it's a water deck. They could have other water cards in there. Got the giant cape. Okay. Looking mean. I'll put a cape on it. I could cape them both, really. I'm guessing if they're like an 18 trainer deck, I'm guessing I would need cape. on the other one. But at the same time, I don't think you want to only run water energy in an 18 trainer, so we'll see what they do. Shaman. There's the Iono. Let's see what we get. We get Celebi, Cape, Cyrus, Pokeball. So we lost our Florgato. That part's a bummer. The Celebi's nice and the Pokeball's nice. Other Celebi, not as ideal, right? I could retreat right now. I think the play is power here. Cry for help. And then move on. Got Florgato. Oh, so they have water and psychic energy in their deck. I see, I see. I've got energy to threaten this Giratina next turn with some serious damage. I think I just cry for help here and move on, yeah. The Cape could protect our Celebi for one chunk. It could protect... It doesn't really protect Meowscarada, so it's going to have to be something I use on Celebi. Just to be like... Don't hit me for 130. Even though there is an option that they could use something else, right? Grabs our other Meow. If they Sabrina, we have to give them Celebi here. If they decide not to. They're going to go down to 150. If they hit Florgato here, they do go down. Or I should say Meowscarada. Oh, Shaman actually pulls him right out of this breakpoint. Just barely out of the breakpoint, to be fair. So they don't go down. Right? Because Chaos Impact only hurts them for 20. So they actually get right out of the breakpoint, just barely. Which is pretty killer for them. They're powering the other one, but it doesn't have enough psychic energy on it yet. It's got only one psychic energy. They have to take this hit. I mean, they're not going to get any more value, so they have to take it. They could retreat, I guess, but yeah. I feel like they have to take this hit. I'm guessing they're not loving this position right now. So many Giratina decks. It's all I've been playing today. Irida. Doesn't change anything for me. Rocky Helm would make that rough for me, right? This thing can't attack next turn. I could Erica just to, like, start getting it healthy again. But it can't attack. The other one's only got one psychic energy, so... Sabrina would end the game next turn if I had it. I don't. Giant Cape saves him a turn. They still need one more psychic energy, which they do get next turn. We have comms, which doesn't help us. Unfortunately for me, I never got my Sabrina. Because next turn they could... Well, they could bring in Celebi, but they can't KO it in one. So we're kind of safe for one more turn. Because they can't Sabrina and Red in one turn. Irida brings them up to 90. And they're just going to have to hope that I flip insanely poor right here. They're down at 70, so I have to get... it's like a 25%er right now, right? 1 and 4. Sabrina doesn't change that dynamic for me at all, right? So, here we go. Yeah, average luck gets us the W. Dang, every deck, by the way. Like, I feel like I think almost everything I've run into so far, it's some fighting stuff, and it's Giratina Wall, Giratina Wall, Giratina Wall. Everyone's playing Giratina Wall. All right, guys. So again, this is not the perfect Florgato deck or anything like that. Just one of the first ones I wanted to make with the new cards. I didn't get a ton of amazing stuff day one to make a ton of killer decks, but I wanted to show you this one here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you guys. I'll see y'all next time. We did it.